It's impossible to talk about the highest reality, the only reality, the only thing that is real. It's impossible to talk about it. There's no way no one can do a good job about it. It's impossible. Not even if let's say if I keep my mouth shut and be on total silence, like literal silence, and don't speak a word ever again, that won't reflect or show the experience of reality of the self, as I call it. It's impossible. There's no way. So to try to interpret it, compare a thing that is related to something is impossible. Not even complete quietness shows the highest reality. It's impossible. It's a pointer, so you can become empty. So there's no ego, no mind, no filter, no intellect, no I. And then something blossoms out of it by its own accord, by itself, from itself, for itself, not for something else, for anything else other than being itself, the self itself. So it's important to everything that we explore, take it as a grain of salt, as someone would say. I think that's something that English people would say. For me, it's tricky to try to come up with examples, but anything that I say or anyone that has ever said is just pointers to trying to reflect back to you your true nature, to show you as a living example that it can be done. It is already done. You gotta see it for yourself who you have always been, and then you laugh at the game. You'll see the game. You'll see for what it is. But like I said, it's impossible to express the experience of being. It's impossible. The real self, the real being, not consciousness as I amness being. It's impossible, you know? So don't take it literally, nothing take it literally, but it's important to be aware, to understand, because without clear understanding and the knowledge of the non-teaching of the self of Brahman, which is one of the names he has, the veil will never be broken. The self exists alone. Nothing else exists, but only the self exists. And it's unbelievable because the self in itself, there's no qualities, nothing is happening, there's no phenomena, no consciousness, no time, no space, no timelessness, nothing, there's no expansion, there's no contraction, there's no ups and downs and here and there and inside and outside. There's no being, there's no the reality of being, there's nothing that you can actually say that it is, and yet it is. You know, you are that, you have always been that alone. There's nothing other than that, you know. But sometimes this message, you gotta be so ripe. And if you're not ripe, get ripe. It's your job, it's your adventure to meet your own self and be ready for your own light and your own radiance. You gotta be ready for that. You gotta prepare yourself if you're not ready, if you're not ripe. Notice the subtleties of the ego. Notice the subtleties of the consciousness game, awareness game. You gotta transcend it. You gotta break the veil of awareness too. Otherwise, you'll never know. It's impossible. Otherwise, you're gonna keep on perpetuating fantasies that feel as if they were true, and that's a dangerous game if you really want to break the veil, the chains. So it's really important to playfully with your heart with the importance of what it requires. It requires everything of you, so you can actually see for your own self as a true experience, pure, radiant insight, intuition, and experience. Not the normal experience, the one that happens with the I, with the experiencer, dies forever and forever. Trying or effort, all paths, all journeys, all knowledge, or trying, all understanding, you gotta be empty of everything. Be empty of I, and then it's clear. There's nothing to surrender, nothing to be empty of, even nothing to gain, nothing to let go of, nothing to explore, nothing at all. be empty, and everything will become clear. Everything will be clear. The less I, the less ego, the destruction of the false is what is required. So like I said, it's impossible to talk about anything that one can say about the reality of being. Is a waste of time. So I'm wasting your time, I'm wasting my time, we're wasting just time because it's just so fun. You can only get it through total emptiness. You can actually get a glimpse of what we're exploring here. Be brave. Stop acknowledging yourself as something. Stop adding qualities to you. Stand your ground, you know. Stop justifying anything that is presented to you as it has any value to you. And then it gets clearer. So you can see the joke here, because any experience, any perception, any understanding, any subtlety is feeding duality, is feeding the ego, is feeding consciousness and its super phenomena game. You know, that's what is really important, the pointers, the seeds that can take you back to your own self and open your eyes so the light can actually fade for good. Not even emptiness describes the reality of being. Nothing can describe it. It's indescribable. It's not an object of perception. It's your deeper self, your deepest experience of being alone. From where are you watching? From where are you listening? From where are you aware that awareness exists? You are the knower of awareness. Awareness, not even consciousness or awareness, which is the same thing from different perspective, can exist without you. You are so important. You gotta know who you are. You are so important that without you, nothing would exist. Not even consciousness and its game. It's a powerful game, but it is not as powerful as the knower of that game. Who's the knower? When you end up in the knower of everything, break the veil of the knower, and then you'll know. You'll know. Alone, without a second, without another. There has never been another. There's no others. There's no meanness, otherness, here-ness, I amness. Not all those things are you're trying to describe the game, still the game of consciousness. Stop describing, stop using concepts, ideas, or points of reference to validate something that if you don't use it, an abyss will open. A black hole will swallow everything, and then the only thing that will be left is the substratum, the source of everything. You play with it and let me know, how does it feel to be that which is alone without another? Or how does it feel? How does presents itself that which is and nothing else exists other than that? It doesn't matter the approach, however is easier for you. And let me know. Love you.